In this lecture, we are going to be talking about depression, about the cause and effect. Because first off, if you want to overcome depression, you need to understand it first for you to be able to overcome it. So depression is one of the most common mental health disorders. And the reason why some people grow depressed is not specifically identified, as there are a lot of different sources from where depression comes. There are a lot of different elements of depression that people might encounter and therefore cause this depression problem. Therefore, it is kind of hard to specifically identify what is causing depression, but there are of course some key factors and elements that you might have experienced that can trigger depression in your life. First off, depression can be linked to your genetics. Genetics can contribute in the development of depression. People who are diagnosed with clinical depression can be at the basis influenced by their genetics. But keep in mind, even if you're influenced by genetics, there is a way to cope with depression and get out of it, which we're going to talk about in further lectures. This chemical imbalance can also be one of the key factors that cause depressions. At the basis of depression, is a basic chemical imbalance that you might experience for any reason. Physical health is also one of the biggest factors. We're going to talk about this mind-body correlation and connection. When you don't take care of your body, your mind and your brain and your mental health might follow. Psychological health is also one huge factor. Everything that we experienced, memories, conditioning, trauma, and psychological issues can contribute towards building up depression. Drugs, substance dependency, and abuse, and not just drugs, any kind of substance, negative substance abuse can lead to depression. If you are abusing alcohol, you get addicted to alcohol. When you don't have access to alcohol anymore, you might feel depressed. When you're addicted to drugs and you're abusing drugs, once you don't have access to it, you might feel depressed. One of the most well-known, harmless kind of thing, drugs that are legalized in a lot of countries, is marijuana. And one of the main withdrawal symptoms when you don't have access to marijuana anymore is usually linked to depression. And finally, existentialism. When people start questioning the meaning in life and they don't find an answer, they find themselves falling into a void of existentialism, which can oftentimes cause depression. Now for existentialism, there's going to be a lecture, an entire book, one of my best-selling books that I'm going to include in this course for you to be able to read, learn, and be able to eventually overcome existentialism.